Hello and welcome to our webinar today. My name is Romana and I'm your moderator. Our topic today is Give Your CRM a Head Start, Increase Efficiency through Integrated Processes. And I'm very happy to welcome our two experts and my colleagues, Thomas and Kevin. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Kevin. Great to have you with us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Before we start, I have some organizational information for you. You are all muted, you know this. Please write your questions already during the presentation into the Q&A section. I will collect them and we will answer them right after the presentation. We are doing a recording and you will receive the recording and the presentation tomorrow. So Thomas and Kevin, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Again, thanks for being here. Just a few words about myself. My name is Thomas Mavroudis, working for DNB for quite a long time now. I'm responsible for the sales and marketing portfolio in the Central European region. And Kevin, this is a colleague of mine. Kevin, two sentences about yourself.
Yeah, also warm welcome from my side. My name is Kevin Carrozzo. I'm in the role of a go-to-market manager in the sales and marketing domain for Dun Bradstreet, and my focus area are mostly connector solution and API integrations.
And there we are right in the topic. So we're talking today about integrated CRM processes. What does it mean, integrated CRM processes? And we would like to discuss with you or show you how you can integrate your lead identification process, your onboarding process, and your data stewardship process without system breaks. So if you're looking into the agenda, what we would like to show you is what the value added you have if you increase your digital maturity. What requirements do we have if you want to have an efficient customer lifecycle management? And then after that part, this will be a theory about 15-20 minutes. Kevin will jump into the CRM system, live system in Salesforce, and will show you exactly how you can integrate your systems. And we will end up and summarize the topic today by showing you the benefits and also showing you a concrete customer example who has reported us what kind of efficiency increases he has measured in his systems. So, and ending, of course, with questions and answers, and happy to receive them. Please type it in, as Romana told you, into the chat, and we will answer every question after our session today. So, at the end, sorry. So, getting started, and I think you are all on this topic, and that's the point why you have joined this webinar today. You know that companies are getting more and more maturity on a daily basis. And there is a study talking about the digital maturity wave where let's say, categorize the companies in different stages. And we see that most of the companies have already started the digital maturity journey, but none of them are at the final stage to have every process automated, every process highly digitized. So there's a long way to go still, but we know that there are many efficiencies and many benefits if we do the digitization of the processes. And if you're talking about benefits of increasing the processes, we're seeing mainly, not only, but mainly 4 main efficiency increases and advantages. So definitely, if you drive your digitization, you will be much more efficient in the process. You can be much more transparent in your processes. You won't have that kind of error or mistakes you can do to manual interaction. You don't have system breaks. This is, I think, the most crucial point. If you're working with different tools at the moment, you have to use one tool in one application, a web application. You have to type in then the information in your CRM system. You use the internet, you type in information. So there is a need to reduce the system breaks and have the systems integrated. And of course, the automation leads to increased efficiency. So you have the cost savings by doing everything automated. You reduce the inefficiencies. So everything integrated in the systems will definitely increase your maturity, your efficiency. So what does it mean? So, and I think that's the reason why you have joined this webinar. You have started already to think about how to change and utilize the potential of your whole CRM systems and the customer journey portfolio. And when we are talking about a customer journey, as already mentioned, we are talking about three main parts in the customer journey. The first gear, as we see here, is definitely the lead identification. The second gear is the standardized onboarding, and the third gear is the data stewardship. And I will come in a couple of seconds now to every of the gear. And of course, what the picture is showing here is that these different gears have to be linked to each other because they are working like a machinery to be much more efficient. So if we go to the lead identification topic, you have to increase your efficiency in terms of to identify the high qualitative leads you would like to have for your systems. And ideally, of course, into your CRM systems. So underlying this, what I said is a study from IDG, which are saying that really the most challenging part for marketeers, but also for salespeople, is really to generate high qualitative leads. And this is currently also getting even more and more important, that if you want to be resilient in the times we are facing at the moment, you need to have really a strong pipeline. You need to identify the potential customers who are really potential to buy from you and also to be able to pay the bills for you. So if you are not able to achieve this kind of good leads, this will unfortunately lead to not achieving your sales or growth targets as a company. So your sales efficiency will suffer, and this will also or can also lead to loss of image, because you are, or your sales department will address topics which are incorrect to specific customers, and this will do not lead definitely to the benefits for your organization. So what needs to be done is you need to consider in your system all information which is available, and you have to consider also the information which are relevant. So when we're talking of all relevant information, we're talking about 360-degree view on the information, starting on, of course, the basic demographic information on companies, but even more important at the times we are currently facing is also looking at the risk information, how resilient a company is and how likely it is that a potential lead, potential customer is able to pay your bills. So that's the, let's say, the basic, the foundation. But you have to also consider what is available also in the internet about these companies. So also looking and showing what they are talking on their company websites. Are they producing specialized products, as an example? What kind of technologies they are using? Do they use, as we have today, the topic CRM, maybe a Microsoft Dynamics CRM or Salesforce CRM, and what they are publishing in the news? And the even most important topic today in these times is also to identify the right timing when a customer is in the market, when a customer is looking and researching from himself that he wants to buy products. And here the timing is getting more and more important. So there are different ways in terms of de-anonymize the web visitors, or even identify even prior if someone is researching and in the internet and seeing what kind of topics he's doing, and if it's related to our products, then we can definitely have the call to action here. So the requirements, summarizing for modern lead identification, are integrated systems and integrated data, and to get the 360-degree view, and as I said, also including the right risk assessment for the companies. So you need to have your sales highly targeted and informed, and you need to identify at the right time who, when to contact, and of course, whom to contact. It's also very important in the times that it's not anymore sufficient to understand which companies, but to get also the personalized information, which email address, whom I have to talk, or maybe the social media profile or the phone. So that's for the lead identification part. If you're talking about the standardized onboarding, here we have the experience that it's really tricky one, because the quality of onboarding customers differs from company to company. And here we would like to propose a way how we can improve the quality in terms of completeness from the beginning on in the CRM systems. And again, a second quote from Salesforce, which is really let's say the leading company in the CRM environment. They did an analysis and said 21% of the data records in their systems seems to be incomplete. So this means that data is missing, data, it's not written right. So this leads everything to inefficiencies. If you do the onboarding at the beginning with incomplete data, this will really follow through the additional processes, and you will have too much time to correct all the information you have in your CRM systems, and which will lead definitely to much more effort than in the beginning to do the things right. So what kind of examples we're having in terms of completeness of the data? Kevin, would you like to show them, present them, what kind we have?
Yeah, we brought some examples here, which we think everyone in this round has experienced at least once. So the first topic here is upon creation, there is just simply wrong data in the system. So this may be due to typos while typing in the company name or any company address or whatever, or just abbreviations due to laziness. So we have an example here on the right. The account name in the CRM system is Toyota Motor Corp, whereas the correct account name would be Toyota Motor Corporation to clearly identify this company. But not also wrong data, also missing data is always a big topic. So there might be instances where crucial information is simply missing. So you don't have access to the information that you need further down the line. Or what might be even worse, Thomas, you know it, mandatory fields that are just filled with alibi info to further process in the onboarding. And the last point that we have here are out-of-date records. So records are created at one point in time, never touched again, never updated. So working with those records, you are never really sure if you are working with correct data that is also updated, or if this was just a snapshot of 10 years ago.
And you mentioned it, Kevin, alibi information. We see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even if a CRM administrator says it's a mandatory field to type in, and if I don't have the information, type in anything. So just to put in the value, that's really, let's say, amazing every time we see this. So what benefits or what the requirements are on a really standardized onboarding process? It's definitely to have rules, and we have to ensure that the onboarding processes are really standardized with the crucial information available, to create the records in a clearly manner, automated based on a reference database. This will help you to avoid and to reduce duplicates. Of course, at some point of time, you would maybe like to have duplicates, but the general rule is to avoid duplicates, to do, let's say, the analysis on the further development of your CRM system much more clearer, and have really the information deduplicated in one account. And this will definitely lead also to the requirements that the quality in the records has to be improved. And so this will be guaranteeing that the follow-up processes are much more efficient and much more reliable. Coming to the next gear, and the third gear is the data stewardship. So what is the data stewardship? Is how you have always up-to-date data in your CRM system. To be sustainable, we have sustainable data. And here also the quote from Salesforce is that once maybe you've done your onboarding right, but in the time we see that 70% of the data in the CRM systems are getting bad annually. It's really a high ratio we see here. And here, if we are not doing that right, yeah, so of course your sales departments will lose confidence on the data they are acting on. Yeah, that's really pity to do this, to have this situation, and it will also take 10 times more to reconcile the bad data afterwards, after you have created them. So what the requirements here for this data stewardship information are to have the data always up to date, to have an automation to update the data, the relevant data, to minimize the inefficiencies and to increase the efficiency in the way how you're working to use really the most accurate and timeliness data. And if you're doing this, you will have the possibility to increase your transparency. You have always the right data, the latest data, changes in any fields. You can do your analysis, and you can then derive from this on the information to use as input for further lead identification process. If you see that I'm heavily in one region, I'm heavily in one segment, in one industry, this will help you definitely to increase your processes. And of course, the visualization of the key elements is also needed. By having said this, I would like to show you and summarize what the solution is after and then going to the live system. So the solution we propose is we need to have something in our CRM system which is easily to use and to search and filter relevant leads in the system. Once identified, we need to populate existing CRM fields and populating with the relevant information. And we need to have the information at one glance and to avoid duplicates. That's really, really crucial to really have the follow-up processes. Then we need to have the leads and all the accounts automatically always updated and enriched with all relevant information, and to have the data up to date, which will lead to really the transparency you are looking in your CRM systems. So by saying that, Kevin will propose now how we from Dun Bradstreet would recommend you to do this. Kevin, it's up to you.
Yes, so then we heard now the theory. Let's take a look of how it could look like in practice. We are focusing today on Salesforce, but as mentioned in the beginning, we also have similar solutions for Microsoft Dynamics and SAP, and we are also able to integrate in all the other solutions via API. So if you remember the first pillar that we just showed you, lead identification. In our first tool that we show you today, we are in an iframe directly in our Salesforce environment. And this tool allows us to search and segment companies directly on the DMP Data Cloud and send them into our CRM. So let's just do a simple segmentation together. For example, let's say from a location point of view, I'm interested in companies that are located in Europe. So I can set a filter that filters for companies in Europe. And as you can see, it's already loading the results on top. So we have information of over 62 million companies that are located in Europe. Now let's further narrow down the search. Let's say I'm interested in companies from a mid-size, so from 50 to 100 employees. And since we're also wanting to mitigate our risk, we can also filter already by pre-screen score. So we can make sure that we're only targeting companies that have a low or let's say also medium risk. And if you see on the top left, it always adapts the search results based on the filters that I type in. But not only that, we can also filter, for example, by industries. So let's take, I think one of the most well-known industry codes is the NACE revision 2. So I can just simply browse if I don't know the codes, or I can type them in if I know them. If you can see here, I have a list of all the NACE Rev 2 codes. Which would also be able to further narrow down by selecting deeper levels. To make it a bit easier, let's just say we focus on companies that are in manufacturing. So let's just select a few manufacturing codes here within the NACEREF2 division. Let's say we go until transport other equipment. I click on submit, and now I'm only targeting companies that are within this industry. Not only that, let's say I'm also interested in companies that are using Salesforce. So I can search by technology. And maybe not only Salesforce, I'm also interested in companies that are using Microsoft Dynamics, for example. And Thomas mentioned in the beginning, sometimes it's also very important to search or crawl the websites of companies that you want to target. So we also have the possibility to search by website content. So we crawl the company's website and we only select companies that are mentioning the words that you're looking for directly on their website. So I think two of the biggest buzzwords today are sustainability and ESG. So let's search for companies that have one of those mentioned on the website. And as you can see here now, I have a target group of 550 results that I could then send over to my CRM system if I want to. You can see on the left, we have a lot more filters, so you can really drill down and further narrow down the search to target exactly the companies that you want. For the sake of this demo, we just showed you a quick selection, how quickly and easy it could be to do a segmentation here directly within your Salesforce. So let's just click on view results, then we are presented with the full view of all the companies that match our search parameters here. We would also be able to get more information on each company directly, so we can have a look at the full company profile. It will show us more information about the company itself. So let's quickly wait until it's loaded up. We have a quick company summary with all the most necessary information. We have information about the decision matrix, about contacts. We have news signals. You also get more industry information, even down to call prep questions, so to really support your sales here before making a call, so you get the full in-depth view. Switching back to our list, I would now have the possibility to search or send over all records at once, or I can really cherry pick. So let's say I'm interested in Sapa, Bucher, and e-tron, and you can see here you always get a quick summary to really make sure that you're only targeting the companies that you're actually interested in. And now with this send to CRM functionality, I have the opportunity to directly create those companies as a new record within my system. So now it's gathering the options that I have while sending it over. So I can set the account owner, in this case it's me. I could also change this. I could change the account source, so where is this account coming from? By clicking next, it will do a duplicate check in the background, so it will search within my CRM system, are those companies already existing? And then it will give you a warning, so we are avoiding duplicates already from the onset here. So it's sending over 3 records successfully sent. So we sent over the Sapa, Bucher, and e-tron. So if I switch to accounts, quickly. Upon refreshing, you can see we have sent over the Sapa, Bucher, and the e-tron as new accounts here directly. For this demo, we just send it over as an account, but it was also possible to send it over as leads. And then you will have the same options to set the lead owner, the source. You can also directly add it to a campaign if wanted. So this is all possible. So let's just jump into the account. As you can see here, it is already pre-filled with some basic information that we have sent over. So we have already employee figures, we have annual revenue, we have the address information, and we have the so-called iframe here that will show us again further details on the company itself. So you have full company summary, what is this company doing, in which industries is it active. We have some company identifiers and highlights, spend capacity, trajectory, and you would have various other information. I think one of the most important topics here is contact. We also have contact information, so you can see a list of people we have assigned to this company that we know are working for this company and in which role. On top of that, you could also send them directly as a new contact into your CRM system. So it makes it really easy to target the right person at the right time. We also have personalized emails behind this and phone number. You can also filter by them. So you have different filters that you can select here by, for example, by contact level, by function. And so we can really target the right people at the right time. It's also possible is by fetching it via AI. I can enrich further data elements to the record itself, and I can make really sure that I have the exact data where I need it and how I need it in the right format. And as you can see now, the full data set is enriched. All the fields are filled with relevant information. So we have here directly on the account the information that I need for my follow-up processes. So I can see the company name, the DUNS number. I can see what are the parents, domestic and global ultimates. I have employee figures, annual revenue figures. I also have already a risk rating where I could base a traffic light flow on that. I have more information about the national identification number and the industry, as well as the overall SIC code and confidence code. So how sure are we that you're working with the right company? And we also have the so-called DMP Connect company profile. So on the account, which information that you want to display is completely customizable by you, but while using the shadow record set that is coming with the company profile, you will have access to the full data set that we have available for this company. So in our case, we have here information about the company itself. We have some financial strength insights. We have information about the hierarchies and connections and about the principal and contacts. So this is just a basic selection that we have here for our demo environment. Again, here, which information are relevant for you is completely customizable and can be adapted to really fit your use case here. Also, if you remember the second point or the second pillar here that we had in our presentation, it was the standardized onboarding. So with the lead identification and the send to CRM, I already showed you a possible way for a standardized onboarding, which ensures that all necessary information is available. But there are also other ways. So let's say you were just at a fair, business event. You got a business card from someone and now you are interested in the company and you want to add it as a new account. So let's just jump into the accounts again. And you can see here the new button. This is the standard Salesforce functionality. But when using our tool, what is changing is the next step. So upon hitting new, it will not open up the basic account creation mask of Salesforce. Instead, it opens up our search before create tool. With Search Before Create, we have the possibility to search on the DMP Data Cloud for exactly the company that we want to onboard before we onboard it, and we make sure that all the necessary information is then already enriched while creating the record. So the search can be started by 4 different values. So I need to type in either the business name, DUNS number, company URL, or the business registration number. And on top of that, the country. The country is always a mandatory field. So let's just make a simple search together. Let's say I search for a Siemens company in, let's say, Germany. By typing in those values, it will already create an account list based on the criteria that I typed in. I would also have now the opportunity to further narrow down my search with various more filters, so to really drill down on the company that I'm actually interested in. Here in the search result list, I also have a basic overview of the company, which will help me in ensuring that I onboard the right company here. And what you can also see here, and I think this is one of the biggest assets, We also have a visual duplicate check. So you can see all those records that have the Salesforce cloud and the hyperlink are already existing accounts within my system. So also here we are preventing duplicates from the onset. So I could then directly hit the link, switch to the account. I can see, okay, which account is it? And you can also see the create button is grayed out. So I am not able to create an unwanted duplicate here unless the admin allows me to. The creation functionality with a duplicate can be toggled on and off by the admin. How you want to set it up is, again, completely up to you and your processes. So let's just say we create together a new account for the Siemens Healthineer, as it's not already in our system, so no duplicate. I just click on the create button and it will open up the Salesforce creation mask that you already might know. But what you can see here is that the information that you saw in the result list is already pre-filled here. So I already have the account name typed in, I have the DUNS number, I have the address, and I could also implement mandatory fields in this view, so I can ensure that all necessary information is already there, or I can't create the record. So an example for a mandatory field might be the source, where is this coming from, might be the account owner. So all your current processes can be implemented also when using search before create, so it doesn't interfere with your already existing processes here. So let's click on save. This will create the account. As you can see, it already has the same information pre-filled that you just saw here. And again, we get the iframe with further information about the company. So I again see the contacts for the Siemens Healthineer. I could pull the details and check on the company summary. I can really ensure, yeah, this is the company that I actually intended to onboard. And also in the background, our API fetched all the necessary and relevant information and has already enriched them within the record. As you can see, the fields are now filled. I have again access to the same data set. I could also jump back into the shadow record set and see all necessary information or relevant information. So it's really easy to ensure that all information that I need for my follow-up processes are exactly where I need them and when I need them. On top of that, let's come to the last pillar that we showed you, the whole data stewardship. So using our tools every 14 days, so in a bi-weekly cycle, we will check for any updates on one of the data elements. So has any information of this company changed? And if so, it will automatically push the update into your system. So you are always working with the newest data. This means that you don't have to worry if you have created an account a year ago, if the data is still relevant or not. The data will always be up to date. But on top of that, you also got some basic dashboards to help you further with your data stewardship. So let's just switch into our other application here. Going to the overall data health, I can see a summary of my company's data health. So I can check on how many of the uploaded records was the input presence filled. So this means that only in around 60% of records that I have in my system, the business name was initially filled upon creation. Same with country, address, and so on. So I can really see what is the issue upon record creation, which elements are always missing, why is that? But in the background, I can be assured that I always get the right information fetched through our API. I can also see a basic geographical distribution. So where are the most companies located I do business with? I can see how many matched and unmatched records that I have within my system. And I also can check on the duplicate. So I can see how bad is the duplicate situation in my system. So how many duplicates do I have? Do I need to clean them up? What do I do with the duplicates? This all available here. You can also further drill down into the dashboards and in the several projects. Showing everything of that would be a bit too much for today's demo. Also on top, we have a duplicate prevention tab that will help you managing your duplicates, and also a family tree tab that will help you link companies together that are within the same family tree. Again, here, sadly, we don't have enough time to show you all the functionalities, but if you are interested, please reach out to our Dun Bradstreet colleagues, and they are happy to help you with the demo here. So with that, I will give back to you, Thomas, and I think it makes sense to quickly summarize what we just learned, as it was a lot of information. But let's see. You are on mute still.
Thanks, Kevin. I think it was really impressive to see that the part in theory can also work in practice. Yeah, we have the tools and the solutions for that. Summarizing what we have seen here is definitely the benefits someone will have if he integrates the systems or integrates the onboarding process. We mentioned already, no system breaks. Everything is directly in the CRM system. You don't need to use different tools and type in, copy and paste data. You have always clean and actionable data, so you will improve the data health in your system. In terms of, because the data is from the beginning on right onboarded, and it's always updated. So you explained it, the deltas, the new data elements, changing elements will be always up to date in the CRM systems. This leads, if we are going process by process or gear by gear in the lead identification process, this will lead definitely to shorter sales cycle because the quality of the leads will be higher. On the standardized onboarding, we will have a decreased time, definitely, on the creation of the records. This will improve the quality tremendously, as we don't have any point of mistakes. And in terms of data stewardship, you will have always a clean and updated and deduplicated CRM system, and you can also follow up your systems and your processes based on that clean data. And summarizing and coming to an end, and I told you that at the beginning, we're talking with clients, that they're using this kind of solutions and they're giving us feedback. One of our clients said, yeah, I'm really happy. The investment I've did for doing the automation in my processes led to 12% increase of efficiency. So the things we have shown you today, it's really working, and I would like to invite you now, raise your questions, contact us if you want to learn more, and coming now to the Q&A session. Romana, do we have questions in the chat?
Yes, of course, there are several questions. The first one is, in terms of duplicates, what about relationships between companies and company hierarchy and subsidiaries?
I think that's one of the USPs of Dun Bradstreet. So we are able to, based on the DUNS number, to link the companies to a group. So we are providing in every record the information of which company is the headquarter company, which company is the highest company in a market, and which company is the global ultimate. That's a standard. And the other one is definitely, if you want to see who's part of a group, then you can also put the whole report of the whole family tree and see which kind of companies are in. And of course, this can be used to do cross-sell and upsell possibilities.
Okay, thank you. The next one was handed in when you were doing the demo, Kevin. Are you showing it? There was the question, is this the DMB Connect for Salesforce product?
Part of it, yeah. The first part of the demo was DMP Hoovers. The second part was a mix between Hoovers and Connect for Salesforce, yeah, correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next question. How complete would you say are your technology data?
Not 100% complete, definitely not, yeah. but we are collecting the data. And there are also other possibilities instead of, let's say, typing in and finding the companies that are having SAP or CRMs in use. And what I also mentioned, we can use the website content. So in terms of, we can search on websites on specific terms that are related to technology stack. Yeah, and also there are also possibilities to select if someone has an, let's say, an e-commerce shop on his system. So 100% coverage, definitely not, but we have enough information to have really a robust list at the end on the selection criteria which are mandatory.
Mm-hmm. The next question is a demo or trial possible?
Kevin?
Yes, demos and trials are possible. We just need a trial contract, and we allow it in sandbox environments, so not in production environments, but demos and trials are definitely possible, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. How quick you are with API integration with CRMs other than Salesforce or Dynamics?
That's a bit depending on the use case. It's not really easy to say or estimate a reliable number. So it's really based on the use case. I would say we have really good experts here that can ensure a quick integration, but how quick that is, this is up to the use case and cannot be answered upfront. So we do need to have a dedicated look at the project and the use case.
Yeah, what we need to add, so we are having the standard connectors to Salesforce, to Microsoft Dynamics, to SAP, but we have also an API that is completely customizable. So if, let's say, the connectors do not fit because the target system, it's not the right one, then you can use the API and you can customize exactly how it's fitting in your process. And of course, you need to ensure also the resources on your side to be able to integrate. But overall integration of an API, I think, could be done quickly if the requirements are clear and the design of the target solution is also clear.
Next one, how do I get aware of a change of Dun Bradstreet number? Is there also an automated process to get aware of Dun Bradstreet moves in CRM?
There is no monitoring in the classic sense, so you don't get a notification when something changed, but it is possible to do it by, in case of Salesforce and Dynamics, by custom flows to check for changes and then give out alerts. This then depending on in what form and where you need to be informed about changes, but it's not done automatically by the solution itself.
Mm-hmm. Is there an AI integration to understand triggers like recruiting information or press releases?
Not yet. But as AI is really the most trending topic, we have started. We have also launched D&B AI Lab. There is a customer, let's say, meeting where we present this, I think, next week. And then you have to go on the website. And definitely the aim is to use AI functionalities to not let the human beings do the whole work, but to support in that work. Yes.
DMP Hoovers and Connect is only usable for CRM cloud versions or also CRM on-premise?
It is not possible to use on-premise, so it's only available for cloud services.
Mm-hmm. DMP data may be not available in the same quality in each country. Is there a map which global countries are covered by DMP? We so far have no idea how to initially start an DMP integration. What invest is necessary to make a first step, like just integrate the DMP data in the CRM. In brackets, we use SAP Cloud CRM with a widget.
I would ask to connect after the webinar. We have dedicated advisory departments, they can really consult you on that and find the right solution. Definitely, we have a map with the coverage in different countries, and yeah, let's discuss it on a project base. Happy to do so.
How extensive is the technology list that can be checked using the DMP Hoovers?
I think we have really many technology information in it. I don't know if the one who's question has dedicated ask, but we can also offer, like we said, a demo, a trial for 14 days, I think it is. Then you can check it, and then you can decide if it's really sufficient or not.
Can the data elements be customized?
Yes, the data elements can be customized, as also shown in the demo, by one part on what is directly displayed on an account or lead level, and by the second part, what is then in the full data set via the company profile. So it can be really custom tailored to your use cases.
And this one you will like. How much does it cost?
Depends on the requirements, I would say. We're not able to tell you exact the figures, but it's definitely worthwhile to do the investment. We showed you the example of the customer who says 12% increase of efficiency, and if you take this investment in terms of the savings you are having, it's definitely worthwhile to do.
For the moment, there are no more questions left. So if you have further questions after the webinar, please connect directly with Thomas and Kevin via email or LinkedIn. They are happy to help you. We are very much looking forward to get your feedback. And it's a very easy way to give us your feedback. Just scan this QR code with your mobile phone and answer 6 short questions. We are very much looking forward to get your opinion about this session. As already mentioned at the beginning, you will receive the recording and the presentation about this session tomorrow. So once more, thank you very much, Thomas and Kevin, for your very interesting presentation and insights. And thank you all for being with us, and have a great day. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice summer.